This is a list of 5 anime that I think are all individually brilliant and would go well together, seriously bounce off each other, while still holding to the same themes. Enjoy. Just to be clear, these all have real humanity, involve characters who are adolescent in some sense, and have nice animation with color schemes sort of whitebonegrey, orangeredbrown, and tealblacksky, if that makes any sense. The first show I'm recommending is Katanagatari. In this show, death is terrifyingly real, and for some reason this show just perfectly contrasts it against the sheer banality of the portion of joy that each character is allowed. If there is a truth to the show, a special intensity to the show, it is in its patience with the viewer, who can come to terms with its message or simply watch a tidy version of an action flick. If there was ever a martial show as demure and violent at the same time, and yet inherently human, I just haven't seen it. The next one is the Monogatari series. This involves Bakemonogatari, Nekomonogatari Kuro, Nisei Monogatari, and Monogatari S2. This show is sometimes described as edgy, and in a sense it is, but I don't think there's one show that teaches you to love its characters in quite the same way. These characters are just human and strong. There's no brilliant artifice to who they are. I mean, they're better than me and maybe you, but they're still within the bounds of normalcy. And written well. Fooly Cooly is a terrific roller coaster ride of a show, so insane and so sensible at the same time. It's like Mad Max crossed with E.T. crossed with Name a Delinquent's coming of age story. It ends perfectly. Like some others on this list, this show really understands that keeping one's soul safe, that staying true to oneself, inherently means missing out on what you most wish for. But this is as straightforward and flashy in delivering that message as a guitar used as a battle axe. Next is Puella Magica Madoka. Madoka is one of those shows which manages to never dwell on any point too long and to otherwise do everything right. It's like a better, less sprawling Buffy in that regard. It's got some epic scale, but it has that thing again where the town is like a microcosm of the world, as if to really highlight and focus attention on the adolescent heroines. I mean, anime does other stuff well too, but this age group is just my cup of tea for whatever reason. In this show, witches are contrasted with strange paper-cut animation, and it really works, I think. It shares a love of redesigned spaces, unreal perspectives, sort of fantasy cribs, like everything occurs in this sort of fantasy reality of fantasy version of interior decor as it actually exists in the real world. It's got a sort of it shares this with the Monogatari series, a sort of graphic design era adaptation of the extreme mise-en-scène of the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, as well as other better examples which I can't think of. Last on my list is Steins Gate. Steins Gate is another show that seems to excel at loving its characters. I kind of appreciated how this show never seemed to let the characters reach beyond themselves to truly, impossible resources of intelligence or wit. It rather lets them build slowly to moments of brilliant realization that seem completely natural to them. I mean, in the context of their completely bonkers situations that they get into. I also really love the main romance. It's probably one of the best, I think, in anime. Watch this if you wish Keanu Reeves was a better actor. If there's something that could describe this show, it's like it exactly captures how I felt about all my friends when I was 17. As lame as that is, I kind of want to go back, especially after watching this show. And so that's all for today. This is obviously not an authoritative list of the very best anime shows across every critical criteria. It's just a few shows that view well together, according to the criteria which I've mentioned. Profound humanity, a sort of adolescent milieu, and art styles that kind of complement each other, in my opinion anyway. I hope you watch these, as they are all